Alright, Schlockmeisters fans, we're going to watch Barracuda. Let's check it out. As you would expect from a film called Barracuda, we have attacking Barracuda. The Barracuda shred these two and leave some severed limbs in their wake. Apparently there's a nearby chemical dump.
They probably dump offshore. I'm gonna go out there and take a look. You want me to go with you? Nah, you guys stay here. Stay out of trouble.
Papa, them kids say they're taking water samples to test for pollution.
For who?
The university.
That guy was Bubba. Here he is again.
Get in the boat.
His dad runs that chemical plant, owns it, whatever. And they don't take kindly to strangers taking water samples, which, by the way, isn't illegal.
The hell you got against me, boy?
I don't know. Who the hell are you? Oh, he's a wise ass, Papa.
Shut up. Why are you sneaking around my plant?
He ends up getting locked up, where he befriends the sheriff, actually, and the sheriff's daughter, Liza, who you might remember from the movie Stripes.
Hi. Hi. I'm Liza Williams.
Here's a dude checking a lobster cage. I believe it's a lobster cage. Some nice underwater footage in this movie. And here's that same dude getting attacked. A little while later, this girl was walking her dog and he found something. Then a bunch of dead fish come up on shore. So clearly the Barracuda are attacking anything and everything. Here we got a couple in the water. And the guy is going to become our next victim.
Something's going on in this town, and I don't know what it is. But I got a gut hunch you could find out. And that's what they were concerned about. Who? Papa Jack. That's why you were arrested.
But I hit the guard.
Why?
So anyway, the sheriff and daughter Liza and our guy there, they're going to go out and investigate some... He found a lot of very aggressive Barracuda. He was lucky to get out of there with his life. But he brought back some specimens. And he's working with this guy. He's a doctor in a lab.
Thank you. Those new chemicals. Glucoside, diinsulide, sugarone. That chemical is strictly industrial, isn't it?
Yes, I'm sure it is.
And what the hell are those chemicals doing in the waste from that plant?
Are you saying that the plant is not polluting the water?
Local
No,
reporter.
I'm not saying that because it is.
Have you linked the plant with the killer fish?
No, I have not. I am back here to help Sheriff Williams investigate the fish attacks. Later and finish.
Hellboy, I don't think you understand what we got here. Man-eating fish. Deadly chemicals polluting the sea, and our own little jerkwater chemical plant is responsible for all of it. Lloyd, we do not know if fire services will be famous.
Well, our hero, Mike, does some snooping, and he finds some notes in that doctor's desk. Something called the Lucifer Project, which is some sort of government thing.
Conning your patient.
What's wrong?
Cool, Doc. You've been stringing me along. You know all about those chemicals. I'm sorry. It's not a disease. It's a condition. A condition that can cause a hostile or aggressive behavior.
Yep. Well, Mike, are you
My God.
They were shot to death in the newspaper office.
What is it? What happened?
Nothing, it's... Lester, get the state police. Get them now. The entire town's water supplied with large amounts of those chemicals. They're being produced right here in Jack's plant.
He goes back to the doctor.
Intentionally created a condition of low blood sugar in everyone in this town.
I shouldn't have let them use me. The project must be stopped. Once they find a weakness, they won't give up.
But who are they?
The government. They'll control us all someday.
Well, we then have ourselves a shootout. So who are those bad guys? I guess they're the government.
You all right?
It's us, Ben.
What?
They are us.
But our film has an abrupt surprise ending. Is that mind control? Alright, let's talk about Barracuda, not the Heart Song. So this is a movie that I actually had years ago also. Actually, not that many years ago. It was this century at least. I had a pre-recorded VHS of it, which was actually a very rare VHS as I recall. And I watched it once at the time, and I didn't really remember anything of it. I always thought over these years it was kind of like a Jaws ripoff, which it kind of is, except, well, there's a lot of differences, especially, well, anyway. What we have here is this coastal town somewhere next to the ocean, obviously, and there's some barracuda in the water that's killing people and killing fish and killing anything they get in contact with. So, like, some scuba divers get eaten. This guy who's out messing around with this girl, he gets eaten or partially eaten. And this guy who's like, I don't know if he's some sort of environmentalist or whatever, is played by Wayne Crawford, I think is the actor's name. He comes and takes some water samples and finds out there's some chemicals going on here that shouldn't be in there. And then, of course, there is a chemical plant nearby which denies any knowledge of anything, but of course they are responsible for that. He ends up teaming up with the local sheriff. He gets arrested at one point, but he befriends the sheriff as well as the sheriff's daughter, Lisa, who was played by, what was her name? Roberta Layton, I think is her name. You might remember her as Bill Murray's girlfriend at the very beginning of Stripes. She's in this movie, and the three of them kind of investigate, to put it that way. And he finds some journals at this doctor's office where he was, or it's like a doctor's office / laboratory that he was working with, and he thought the doctor was on his side, but it turns out these journals reveal that they've been experimenting on some sort of chemical which makes people aggressive, this and that. So the doctor was in on it the whole time. He confronts the doctor about it. The doctor tells the people up at the plant about it, and then he reveals that it's not me, it's not the plant, it's the government. The government is trying to control us all. So he leaves. He ends up teaming up with the sheriff again, and then like the police and everything show up, and they basically are trying to arrest them. And the last scene in the movie was kind of odd. All of a sudden, all the cops turned their rifles on the two guys who had their hands up and shot them. The guy said, fire, and shot them. I don't know if they were like mind control, it was like a mind control thing, or they were just obeying because they're the police officers and they were told to do that. I don't know. But anyway, our two heroes got killed, and that's how our movie ends. So it was not a happy ending. It was nothing resolved, and apparently these barracuda are going to keep fighting forever, and who knows what the government has planned. But the guy who was like saying, it's the government, they want to control us all, maybe that was ultimately what's going to happen here. I don't know. But not a happy ending. Now, it's the fact that the government was involved with some sort of mind control thing was not where I was going with Barracuda. I thought it was more like a Jaws thing where something was just happening and the Barracuda were going crazy. But no, it was because it's a government thing, which is really startling. I wasn't expecting that. So honestly, this movie's not bad. You know, it looks like it's supposed to be an exploitation film, and the reviews on IMDb are not all that great, to be honest with you. I think it's like a 4.6, something like that. But I thought it was actually well done for what it is. There was a lot of underwater fish footage and underwater footage in general, and it looked pretty good. The DVD here, which was put out by Dark Sky Films, looked fantastic too. It's in great shape. It's just looks really nice. So I think this is a really good DVD. So, and a decent movie too. So you should definitely check out Barracuda if you can find it. So I got on this double feature here with Island Fury, which I've never heard of, which I'll be watching tomorrow. But until then, you watch Barracuda. Let me know what you think about it and leave some comments down below. It's Barracuda. Watch it. Bye. Barracuda.